everybody, I hope you all do well. My presentation is about literary translation. So let's get started with the definition of literary translation. Literary translation is the translation of creative and dramatic prose and poetry into other language. This includes the translation of literature from ancient language and the translation of modern fiction so that it can reach a wider audience. So let's move to the next point. Characteristics of literary translation. Number one, it's one of the most important fields of specialized translation. Number two, it's concerned with the transfer of and translation of poetry, prose, stories, novels, and so on. Number three, the literary translation is free to transfer literary texts in a way that serves the hidden meaning in the target or the target language according to the culture meaning related to it. Number four, literary translation is concerned with the issue of faithfulness in conveying the feeling and emotions of the original author. That means if the author is delighted or sad, the translator of literary text must convey this feeling in a correct way. The next point is about essential skills needed to be a good literary translator. Number one is excellent cultural knowledge. For literary translators, cultural knowledge has a deep connection with language knowledge. Number two, writing skills. You need to have a way with words and ability to write with flair. Number three, source and target language, SM and TN language. A literary translator needs to be almost 100% fluent in their source and target language. That means he must be fluent in both languages, the mother language and the target language. The next point is about the techniques of literary translation. Number one, adaptation. Albert describes adaptation as techniques whereby one cultural element is replaced by another, which is typical of the receiving culture. Number two, linguistic amplification. According to Albert's definition, this translation technique adds new linguistic elements in the target text. Number three, compensation. Compensation is a translation technique whereby a piece of information or stylistic device is moved to another location in the literary text. So let's move to the next point. Translation of literary texts includes, number one, literary translation of books, articles, prose, and other stories and other types of prose. Number two, literary translation of poetry. Number three, translation of advertising materials. Number four, translation of other texts that requires a creative and flexible approach. The next point is about the advantages and disadvantages of literary translation. First, the advantages. Number one, understandable. For instance, if we translate an English text to our mother language, which is Malay, it's much more understandable by us because the mother language or the source language is our basic language, so that will be easy for us to translate from it. Number two, gain knowledge. Some say no pain, no gain. So translating a literary text is no pain, but just to say we have to put some effort on doing that. Number three, writing vocab. We know that literary texts use all the Shakespeare's bombastic English and classic words, and by translating into other language, might also use these super bombastic The next point is about why is literary translation is important. Number one, literary translation helps to introduce an author's ideas and thoughts to a new audience. Number two, translating literary works such as the classical Homer Tales provide readers with a glimpse into history, philosophy, politics, and much more. The next point is about the difficulties of literary translation. First, it's a total lack of literalness in translation. What does that mean? That means that a translator, when he translates a literary text, he doesn't translate word by word because literary translation is like translating idioms. It's a fixed expression. So literary translation is not literalness in translation. Secondly, it's translation of aphorisms and idioms. Third, it's plain words and humor, like the bun. And to overcome this problem, translators need to use equivalent, interpretive, approximate, and creative words that will bring out intended meaning. So, and last but not least, the translators of literary